Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Karibuni tena kwa channel yetu Mind Mastery Tutor, na vile unavyoona leo tutafanya pepa tofauti, pepa ambayo haijaguswa na bismillah, inshallah hopefully haijaguswa, otherwise hapa itakuwa ni balaa. So kama kawaida yetu, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Kwa wale ambao ni grade 9 nadhani mwanijua. Also there will be a playlist for various lessons that were conducted for grade 9 students, so isiwe tu tuangalia tufanye mapapers lakini hatujui basics za hizo topics. So in case you haven't watched, naenda kwa utaipata hapo mwisho wa video ama kuna description, but you'll see it. Tamam. So this is a stega series paper, a very easy paper. Watu wengi wajua tu sijui targeter, kuna nyingi, kuna compass, kuna nini. Sawa, so tusifuatilie tu targeter sana. So na kama kawaida tutafanya hii paper kwa makini. So nime zoom in so that everyone can see every question properly. So question 1. In a certain year, people who attended Mazingira Day celebrations were 1,206,000. So 1 million, which is written like this, alafu member 206,000, okay, 700 and obviously 68. In numericals, in numbers, itaandikwa 1,206,768. Ukitaka weza fanya step by step in case ujue vile kuandika in terms of symbols. So with our answer 206,000, 1,206,768, which is this one. So and then we have question 2. Out of the 12,864 chickens, sijui watu wengi bona wapenda chicken. Hapo maswali mengi ni chickens, sioni ama ni goats, utasema hakuna wanyama wengine. So out of the 12,864 chickens in a school, 60.28 were cocks and the rest were hens. 60.28 were cocks and the rest were hens. How many hens were there? Okay, hii ni si 60 point here, so just ignore the points hapa, hiyo ni 6,028. So 6,028 were cocks and the rest were hens. How many hens were there? Tamam. So obviously the answer is quite easy. You take the number of chickens that were there, which is 12,874, subtract to the 6,028 to find the remainder. So obviously okay, you can use your calculator. Don't know, you're not grade 2 or grade 5 students. You get 6,836, but just in case we're going to short way, so 14, then no, you don't carry anything. So 14 minus 8 is 6, 5 minus 2 is 3, 8, and then 12 minus 6 is 6. So 6,836. And let's go to the third question. Now the third question is asking you that, or is telling you that Mwende carried 29 kg of sugar, while Mutano carried 33 kg of soap. What was the total mass carried by the two? So we have sugar 29, while that's the soap one is 33 kg. So basically you add, because you're finding the sum of those two. So 29 plus 33. Who really asks such questions, really? So 29 plus 33, very easy. I don't prefer people using a calculator for such questions. So 29 plus 33, 9 plus 3 add, gives you 1 plus 2, 3, 3 plus 3, 6, so gives you 62 kg. So now question 4, which of the following number is not divisible by 11? Which of the following number is not divisible by 11? How do you know if your number is divisible by 11? So a number is divisible by 11 if the difference if the, what do you call it, if the difference of the alternating numbers is either 0 or a multiple of 11. So basically, let's try one. So let's try this one. So you have 8, 9, 5, 1, 3, and 6. So the alternating numbers are 8, 5, we have 3. So let's add them up. So a plus 5 gives you 13 plus 3 gives you 16. And then the remaining also you add them. 9 plus 1 plus 6 also gives you 16. So if you look at the difference, 16 minus 16 is equal to 0. So basically, if it gives you 0 or multiple of 11, like 11, 22, 33, is divisible by 11. So basically, our answer is this one. But just for the case for just for confirmation purposes, we can try another answer. Let's say choice B. Choice B is basically this one. This one, obviously, let me just write it down, 891570. So you take the alternating 6 plus 1 plus 7, which gives you obviously 14. And the other one, 9 plus 5 plus 0, 9 plus 5 plus 0 gives you 14. Also, this gives you 14. Oh, it's not divisible by 11. Okay, didn't understand that. So I was getting confused. So the answer is not A. So if you subtract these two, it gives you 0. So A is divisible by 11, B is also divisible by 11. We're searching for a number which is not divisible by 11. Let's try choice C as well. For choice C, okay, now, so C, let's try C, 6, 38,440. So obviously 6 plus 8 plus 4 plus 0. That's going to give you 14 plus 4, 18. This, and this. Then 3 plus 4 plus 0. Oh, sorry, I was supposed to, this one is not included. So 3 plus 4 plus 0 is going to give you 7. If you take the difference, 18 minus 7 is still going to give you a multiple of 11, or 11, give you 11 itself. So it's divisible by 11. So we have also 6, 2, 3, 5, 8, 4. Let's search for the numbers, which is 6 plus 3 plus 8, which gives you 17. Automatically, your answer will be D, because you don't have any other choice. So, but let's confirm 2 plus 5 plus 4, which gives you 7. 2 plus 5 plus 4, this gives you 11. So if you subtract this 2, it gives you 6. 6 is not 0, or is it a multiple of 11? So basically, your answer is D. So just be careful. I was also persuaded somewhere. I thought the answer was A, but I didn't see the question. That's why whenever you're going through the question, highlight the key term. Question 5. Now for question 5, it's asking you to work out 200 minus 275 plus 125. Now basically, you can apply BODMAS. But now, when it comes to addition and subtraction, whichever one you start with, you get the same answer. So either you start with addition or you start with subtraction. It's not a big deal. Let's start with subtraction, then go to addition, and then we'll also do the addition one, then subtraction. So 200 minus 275 plus 125. So we're starting with this. So if you take 200 minus 275, it's just like 275 minus 200, which gives you 75. But the answer is not 75. It's supposed to be negative. The reason behind is why it's negative is because the negative part is on the larger number. Then the answer that you get afterwards, you add to 125. So again, you do the same thing, 125 minus 75, which will give you 50. But now the answer is positive. The reason is because the hash number is 125, and the sign is positive on 125. So that is your answer. Now if you start with addition, it's still the same, but remember, when you use addition, be very careful, otherwise you'll fumble. Now the addition part starts from here to here, and many students just think it's this part only, which is incorrect. So it should be minus 275 plus 125. So minus 275 plus 125, which is just saying 275 minus 125, which will give you 150 minus 150, because the largest number is 275 and the sign that is on there is negative. And then you do 200 minus 150, which will give you 50 to be precise. Is it different from the answer that we got? No, it's just exactly the same. Now that's done and dusted. Let's go to question 6. Okay, now we have question 6 here, and question 6 is asking you to find the value of 2 and a third cubed. Okay, 2 and a third cubed. So basically, how do you write 2 and a third cubed? Is going to be, first and foremost, write it in the improper fraction. So how do you write 2 and a third in proper fraction? 2 and a third, you multiply, then you add. So 3 times 2 is 6, then add to 1, then over 3. So it's basically 6 plus 1, which is 7 over 3. Cubed means you multiply that number 3 times by itself. So 7 over 3 times 7 over 3 times 7 over 3. So 7 times 7 times 7, or 7 cubed. So 7 cubed is going to give you 343, and 3 cubed is going to give you 27. So 343 over 27. 343 over 27. 343 over 27. 343 divided by 27 in terms of improper fraction. So it's going to give you 12, 19 over 27. So the answer should be 12, 19 over 27, because 27 goes into 343 12 times, okay, giving you a remainder of 19. So your answer is 12, 19 over 27. So where is the answer? This is the answer, and the answer to the question above also is here. Now, sorry, let's try another one. Question 7. What's the total value of digit 5 in the number 689, which is question 7. Let's try another font, or let's just continue the same font. 689.405. The total value, not the place value. If it's have the place value, then it will have been thousands, but it's the total value of 5. So basically this is 5, and the numbers that are behind 5 are going to be 0. So basically this is 0, this is 0, and there's a point here. So if you write 0, 0, 0, this is just the same as saying 0 point. You don't need to write a lot of 0 behind that decimal point. So this is 0.005. So which is this one. Now question 8. The scale of a map is 1 centimeter represents 100 meter. Okay. Now determine the actual length represented by 7.2 centimeter on the map. 7.2 centimeter on the map. So the actual scale. So if 1 centimeter represents 100 meter, so about 7.2 centimeter. So you take 7.2 times 100. So 7.2 times 100, this is going to give you 720. But now here, I don't know if it's asking if it's supposed to be meters or centimeters. Determine the actual length represented, but since they've wrote it in meters, so obviously the answer that you get is 720 meters. Okay, that's question 8. Now let's go to question 9. Now for question 9, you've been told to solve the inequality, which is 4x plus 6 less or equal to 30. So let's subtract 6. First step, you make sure it goes to the other side, and that's the addition becomes subtraction. So it's going to give you negative 6. So 30 minus 6 is going to give you 24, and then divide by 4 to get the value of x. Divide by 4, and you find that the answer is supposed to be x is less or equal to 6. So you just assume that inequality is just the same as equal sign, which is not that much difference. So the inequality doesn't change. Unless if you divide it by a negative number or multiply by a negative number on both sides, that's when the inequality changes to another way around. So, but basically that's your answer. So x is less or equal to 6. Use a mathematical table to evaluate, in which I think I'm supposed to now get a mathematical table. Okay, now is the question is asking you to use mathematical table to evaluate. It's question 10. Cube root 106.631. So let's find the cube root of this. But let me also tell you that the questions that we did, especially inequality, about decimals, is on the playlist that you're going to watch after this lesson. Now, the cube root of 106.631. How do you find the cube root of this? So now, let's look at the cube root table, which is not this. This is the logarithm table. Cube root table is supposed to be at the last page. Nope. Tip. No, I went somewhere far. Is it this one? No. Cubes. Yeah, it's under the cube table. Remember, there's no cube root table. So in case you're searching for it, so under the cubes table, you'll be looking at the answer side. So answer side ni hizi hapa ambazo unaona, these are your answer side. The answer side ni hizi ambazo ziona. So at the answer side, don't look at the other parts. So we're going to search 106.631. 106. So tafuta tu pale ambapo utapata 100 washuka 106. Hii ni 110, so ishapita. So hapo kwa 103.82, let's go to the right side and search for 106.631. 106.5 ishapita. 106.5 bado, lakini 107.17 tayari ishapita. So basically we're just going to take 106.5 since it's somehow very near to 106.631. But let's look at the difference first. So this is 4.7. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4.74. So remember, this is 4.74. And remember, it was 106.5. So 106.631 subtract to 106.5 is going to give you a difference of 0.0031. So under here also, so tatafuta 31 hapa. So 31 hii hapa, but hiyo ni 34. So tayari shapita. So most probably I'll take this point, the 27, which is now 1, 2, 3, 4. And that is your answer, 4.744. 4.744, is it there? So most probably haiko hapa. So they took the 4.742. Don't know why. 0.0031. Ama walichukua labda, no, they took the 20. Don't know why. But all in all, we follow what our people say on the marking scheme. So you tend to choose something that's somehow very near. So this one, 4.744, that's our correct answer. But for these guys, they did this is your answer. So 4.742. Even if you take your calculator and search for the cube of that one, it gives you somehow a very accurate one. I don't know why, but let's see. 4.744 cube, it gives you somehow different. Don't understand how this mathematical tables working. Let me check the difference. 106.50, 106.631 minus 106.50. Obviously it's giving me 6.50. It's giving me 0.131. Oh, sorry, I think I'm the one that if you take this, 6 minus 5 is going to give you 131. So most probably is 131 or 30. There's no 131 here. The only number that's there is 13. So 14 is very near. So probably that's why they say 4.742. Sorry for the confusion. They're correct. Okay. So 4.742. Question 11. Expresso 0.45 as a fraction in its simplest form. So 0.45, it has 2 decimal points, so it's going to have 2 zeros at the denominator, so 45 over 100. Now let's simplify 45 over 100. So if you divide by 5, 45 divided by 5 gives you 9, 100 divided by 5 gives you 20. So that's your answer, 9 over 20. What is the value, question 12? What's the value of x in the equation? So we have 3x plus 5, which is equal to 14. What's the value of x in the equation? Let's carry the 5 to the other side, subtract 5. So this is going to give you 3x equal to 14 minus 5, which is 9. Then divide by 3. Divide by 3. X is going to be 3. So yeah, so this is the value of x in the equation being given. Question 13. Now for question 13, it's a very simple question. We've been told a class has 30 learners. We have 30 learners. Now 2 over 5 of the learners are girls. How many boys are there? So 30 learners and 2 of them are girls. So 2 over 5 of 30 will give you how much? So by 5, 1 by 5 goes into 30. 6 times 2 times 6 is 12. So we have 12 girls. So the remainder, which is 30 minus 12, is going to give you 18. So 18 are boys. So be very careful when answering such a question. You might think the answer is 12, but it's not 12. Or the other way of answering such a question, since 2 over 5 are girls, so boys will be 1 minus 2 over 5, or 5 over 5 minus 2 over 5, which is 3 over 5. 3 over 5 are boys. Then multiply by 30 to give you 18. That's the other direct way. Now, question 14. Question 14 is saying that a rectangular farm, be very careful, we're under question 14. A rectangular farm measures 80 meters by 60 meters. So this is 80 meters by 60 meters. What is its area in hectares? Now area is given by length times width. So let's find the area first. So 80 times 60, which is 8 times 6, giving you 48 zeros. You have 2 zeros, so an answer is going to be 4,800 square meters. Be attentive. It's 4,800 4,800 square meters. Okay. So, and we're told to change it in hectares. Now, for every 1 hectare, you have 10,000 square meters. So, and you have 4,800 square meters. So you're supposed to take 4,800 divided by 10,000. So 4,800 divided by 10,000. So it's going to give you 0.48 hectares. Question 15. Calculate the value of angle marked W and also Eid Mubarak to all of those guys. Maybe you might see this video later, but Eid Mubarak in siku ngapi itakuwa ishapita. Calculate the value of angle marked W. This is W, and this is angle, which you don't know. This is 80 degrees. Calculate the value of, I'm drawing again, don't know why. So this is 80. Now, for quadrilateral, or anything that is usually quadrilateral, what we've been told is that adjacent angles add up to 180 degrees. Okay, so in case you want to find this one, you just take 180 minus 80, which gives you 100 degrees. Or since this Z and this are parallel, this angle is equal to this angle, alternating angles. And if you want to get the value of W, angles in a straight line add up to 180. So 180 minus 80 is just giving you the same thing, to be 100 degrees. Okay, that's question 15 done for you. Question 16. Now let's convert negative 103 degrees into Kelvin. Now we know for 0 degrees we have 273 Kelvin. So in case you're told to convert negative 103, is supposed to take negative 103 add to 273. So it is just the same as saying 273 minus 103, which will give you 170 Kelvin. Okay, question 17. You've been told Mr. Bura has X cows in his farm. The number of cows is less than 8 but more than 6. Okay, form a compound inequality to represent the information above. So we've been told, let's say if you assume this to be the number of X, the cows to be X, the number of cows is less than 8. So it's less than 8. Less than 8 is less than 8, but more than 6. Okay, less than 8 but more than 6. So that's your answer. So X value should be, this one should be answer. Is it there? No, it's not there again. But you can do it like this. X to be greater than 6. Is it greater than 6 but less than 8? Also, this is applicable because we don't have correct answer to this one. The answer should be this way. This is the correct form. So in case they drew it this way, it's also correct, but hatufai kufunza wanafunzi yaandikwe hivi. So this one, ukiangalia hii haimaanishi chochote, hii pia nothing. So the correct answer is question choice B. Question 18. A square plot has an area of 1.441. Find the length of its side. That's not a square, that's a rectangle. So the area is 1.441. Okay. 1.441 square meter. So that's the area. You've been asked to find the length of its sides. Now, the area to square is given by side times side, or S squared. So if your S squared is equal to 1.441, then one of the sides will be the square root of the area. So square root of 1.441, most probably I think is going to be 1.22 or something. But let's confirm. Square root of 1.441 using our calculator is going to be 1.200. Okay. So 1.2, that's your answer, in which this is our answer. Okay, let's go to question 19. We're finishing with section A. Question 19. Espresso. 3/5 as a ratio. 3/5, just 3:5. Tayari, si ni hii 3:5. 3:5, yeah. Question 20. This is the numerator, this is the denominator. Use greater than and less than to compare. So yeah, so we have -1 and then we have -7. So is -1 greater than -7? Yes, but it's not less than -7. Hiyo ndo huwa wanafunzi wengi wakorogeka, because since we start here, this is 0, then followed by -1, -2, -3, -4, -5, -6 and -7. Ukiangalia -1 ndo kubwa, so -7 is smaller. So as you go in this way, the numbers are increasing. So -1 is greater than -7. So which is this one? That's question 20 for you. Is there any other question? No, we'll be heading to section B now. Okay, let's start with section B, 80 marks. Okay. Now I thought this might be easy to just write the answers here. So let me just use it, kwa sababu hapa yenyewe spacing kidogo na itakuwa ngumu kwangu pia kuandika. So 3.24 plus 3.96 over 2.4 times 0.3. So let's deal with the numerator, then the denominator. So 3.24 plus 3.96, add this 2, 6 plus 4, 10, 9 plus 3, 12, 4 plus 3, 7.2. So the denominator, 2.4 times 0.3, so it's like saying, because 2 decimal places, so you just say 24 times 3, which gives you 72. So since 2 decimal places, it's going to be 0.72. So that's your numerator, that's the denominator. So your numerator is 7.20 over your denominator being 0.72. Now let's remove the decimal points by multiplying by half, 100, also here 100. So you're going to get 720, and the other one is going to give you 72. So 720 divided by 72 obviously is 10. Okay, so this one gives you 10 to be exact, but you can confirm using your calculator, just in case you might think this is a wrong answer. Confirm using your calculator, and most probably I've confirmed using mine, so it gives me 10. So our final answer is 10. Question 22. Question 22. Dev saves 4,400 shillings from his salary. He spends a quarter on rent, 1/5 on transport, 2/5 of the remainder. So you need to find the remainder itself. So remember, a quarter plus 1/5. The LCM basically is just 20. So 20 divided by 4 gives you 5. 5 times 1 is 5. 20 divided by 5 is 4, times 1 is 4. So 5 plus 5 plus 4 is 9/20. So that is your, that is that. The remainder now, since you use on rent and transport, the remainder is going to be 20/20 minus 9/20, which is 11/20. But he used 2/5 of the remainder. So 2/5 of the remainder being 11/20, So obviously off means multiplication. So 2 over 5 times 11 over 20. So 2 goes into 20 10 times, and your final answer is going to be 11 over 50. So again, 11 over 50, you used it on food, and then there's telling you he saved the rest. So saving the rest, right? He saves the rest. Now what do they imply by the rest now? Right. Now the total of the two, that is rent and transport, gives you 9 over 20. If you add it to the food as well, 11 over 50, how much will it give you? 9 over 20 plus 11 over 50, and the LCM of 20 and 50, is it 100? Yeah, it's 100. So 100 divided by 20 gives you 5. 5 times 9, that gives you 45. 100 divided by 50 gives you 2. 2 times 11 is 22. If you add this together, 45 plus 22, it should give you 67. 67 over 100. So the remainder, let me just write it here. So the remainder will be 100 over 100 minus 67 over 100, which will give you, is it 23? Yes, is it 23 or 33? 33. 33 over 100 is your remainder. So he saved that one on the says on, so this is rest. So 33 over 100, this is the savings. Okay, now so he saves 33 over 100, and that 33 over 100 is now representing the 4,400. So this is 4,400 Kenya shillings. So about 100 over 100. So just take 100 over 100 times 4,400 times the reciprocal of 33 over 100, because you're dividing by 33 over 100. So the reciprocal of it is going to be 100 over 33. So this cancels out, and divide by 3 gives you 11. Divide by 3. Let's divide by 11. If divide by 11 gives you 3, divide by 11 gives you 400. So your final answer is going to be 40,000. Is it 40,000? Yes, over 3. Now 40,000 over 3, 40,000 divided by 3 is going to give you 13,333. Okay, 13,333.33 Kenya shillings. So 13,333.33. So that is our answer. Now let's go to question 23. Given that A equal to 4, B equal to 2, and C is equal to A plus B over 2, determine the value of 2C squared plus 4AB over C into bracket A minus B. Okay, now but let's find the value of C first. The value of C, we've been told, is how much? Let me just rub this one. The value of C is A plus B, which is 4 plus 2 divided by 2. So which is 6 divided by 2, which is 3. Now 2 squared. 2 times C squared, which is 2 times 3 squared, plus 4 times A, which is 4, times B, which is 2, over C, which is 3 into bracket A minus B, 4 minus 2. So 2 times 3 squared, which is 2 times 9, plus 4 times 4 times 2, 16 times 2, times 4 is 16, 16 times 2 is 32, over 4 minus 2 being 2, so 2 times 3, So 3 times 9 is 18 plus 32 over 6. 18 plus 32 will give you around 50. Then divide by 6. Okay, which will give you 50 divided by 6 is going to give you 8. 50 divided by 6 in terms of mixed fraction, simplify, it's going to give you 25 over 3, which is around 8, 1 over 3. Because 3 goes into 25 8 times, giving you a remainder of 1. So it's 8, 1 over 3. So yeah, let's go to question 24. Most probably question 24 is on this page. Okay. Question 24. Question 24 is asking you to simplify. And I love this type of questions. Simplify the algebraic fraction x plus 4 over 3. Okay. Plus 2x over 5. Now let's simplify. Now let's use method 1, then method 2. Method 1, usually you multiply here 5, kwa vile hapa ni 5, and kwa vile hapa ni 3, you multiply by 3, all hapa ni 3 pia, so hapa pia ni 5. So 5 times x plus 4, okay, na 3 times 2x, and again 5 times 3, 5 times 3, itakupa bado ni ile 15. So 5 times x, 5 times 4, 5x plus 20 plus 6x over 15. So 5x plus 6x, it gives you 11x over, so plus 20 over 15. Now this is your final answer. Kuna answer nyingine apart from that. So this is your final answer. You can simplify it further because that is the final answer. So this one is going to give you 11x plus 20 all over 15. Now let's go to the question 25. Now question 25. Question 25 it's telling you that someone called Ken borrowed 800,000. Why does he need 800,000 shillings? From a bank that charge compound interest na alafu wachukua na riba pia at 10% per annum. He used all the money to buy a plot of land that appreciated at the rate of 15% per annum. Yani hii pesa yenyewe iko na riba na tumia hiyo pesa pia kupata riba kwingine. So this is the rate of interest. So question A, what was the value of the plot after 3 years? Right. Okay, now this is 800,000 shillings. So remember tutaka kujua you're told from a bank that charge compound interest at the rate of 10% per annum. Used all the money to buy a plot of land that appreciated at the rate of 15%. So remember amepata 800,000 shillings. So, and that's 800,000 shillings it may appreciate. So it's supposed to be the easiest way is this one. Though many students have been taught another way, which is very tedious. That's why I want to be doing those in only 4 marks. Najua kwa nini 4 marks. What basically you're supposed to do, let me use that one. I was supposed also to teach you the other way for this previous question, but I think that's one method ni yatosha. Ina haja method nyingi. Let me teach you one way and another way. So 800,000 times that one way is quite easy. So you say P times 1 plus R over 100. Your rate hapa kwa land is 15%. Kwa ile loan it's at 10%. Hiyo ni tofauti. So what you do, you just take the 15% because that's the rate at which the land appreciates. So 1 plus 15 over 100 power n, which is the number of years, which is 3. So 800,000 times 1 plus 15 over 100, which is 1.15. power 3. Now let's see how much does it get cube. It gives you 1,216,700. So 1,216,700 Kenya shillings. So that's one way. The other way is quite tedious. This is method 2. Now let's search for the first year, okay? Because you have 3 years. So you take 800,000 and use the which application, simple interest application, but somehow this is different from the simple interest. You take 800,000 times 15 over 100. Since it's just 1 year, it's just going to be times 1, which is not important for you to write that one. So you say 800,000 times 15%, so which gives you 120,000. So in the second year, you won't take the same 800,000 because the second year interest is going to be different. So you won't take the same 800,000, but you basically take 800,000 add to 120,000, which will give you 920,000. So the second year's principal is 920,000 because you compounded it. So the interest will be calculated on the new principal for the second year. So 920,000 times 15%. So which will give you 138,000. Okay, 138,000. So the second year here, the same thing. Unaona interest yake ikuwa tofauti. Now let's search for the third year. So again, 920,000 plus 138,000, which will give you 1,058,000. So times 15% again, which will give you how much? Times 15%, which will give you 158,700. Now let's add this one to this one to find the amount that the plot had after these 3 years. So 1,058,000 plus 158,700, and it gives you how much? So it gives you 1,216,700. The same one, 1,216,700. And I think this is the one that you are taught at school. But if you look at the one that I did and this one, which one is much easier? Write it on the comment section there. For question B, now saying that if he sold the plot after 3 years and used the money to pay the loan, how much was he left with? So remember, he sold the plot after 3 years and used the money to pay the loan. So again, let's find out how much will he need to pay for the loan. I think this is 4 marks. For now, for this type of question, I'll use the normal one. So that is, remember, 800,000 times 1 plus r over 100, power n, which is your rate now is 10%, power n, which is 3 years. It's going to be 8 after 3 years, obviously. So 800,000 times 1 plus 10 over 100, which is 1.1 raised to power 3. Which gives you 1,064,800. 1,064,800. Jamaa amepata interest nyingi. So again, let's do this. So this minus this. So we've been told how much was he left with. So jamaa pata hii pesa. Nakumbuka amelipa deni lake ya 1,064,800. Jamaa we. So subtract that one from 121,700. So 1,216,700, which will give you 151,900. Pata laki. Lakini sasa sidhani hii biashara 1 sawa. So how much money was he left with? So again, the answer to this is 151,900. The answer to the first one, so umeuliza what was the value of the plot. The value of the plot will be 1,216,700. But why wait for 3 years? This is a good investment, utapata 100,000, lakini kusubiri miaka mitatu tu. But ukiona, that's not his money as well, which is good, by the way, but not allowed in Islam. Is good but not allowed, kwa sababu yawezekana wala mtu pesa ya mtu kabisa, waliyadhu min dhalik. Now for question 26, a trader bought 50 oranges for 1,200 shillings. Okay, that's question 26. 50 oranges, sorry, for 1,200 shillings. And then during transportation, 10 got spoiled. 10 got spoiled. He spent 200 shillings on transport. It made 200 shillings on transportation. And at what price must he sell each of the remaining oranges in order to realize 25% profit? Price must he sell each of the remaining oranges in order to realize 25% profit. Okay, now if he had 50 and then 10 got spoiled, so tabakia na 40 oranges, right? But let's search for the cost price, by the way. The cost price is going to be 50. No, am I doing 1,200 plus 200 shillings, which is 1,400 shillings. So now ukaambiwa at what price must he sell each of the remaining oranges in order to realize 25. Okay, to realize that 25% profit. Now this is quite easy kwa sababu cost yake ni hii, sio? So since this is his cost 1,000, what am I doing? This is his cost 1,400, which is 100%, because the cost is always 100% or the buying price. And then you have 25%, which if you take 100 plus 25 is going to give you 125. So let's find the selling price. So we take 1,400 times 125 divided by 100. So that is going to be 1,400 times 125 divided by 100, which is 1,750. So yeye yafaa nini apate this sells 1,750. But remember, the number of oranges are not 50, but instead they are 40. So if 1,750 represents for those 40 oranges, what about 1? And basically, for you to determine that, just take 1,750 divided by the 40 oranges, which gives you 43.75. So 43.75 Kenya shillings, which is somehow cheap. No, I don't think in Kenya that's not cheap. That's too much. Okay, that's question 26. Now let's go to question 27. Let me just use this part. Now for question 27, you've been told calculate the area of the sector drawn below, which is this one, and this is the radius. The radius is basically 35 meters. The angle, which is theta, is 240 degrees, and the area for sector is given by theta over 360 times pi r squared. So your theta being 240 over 360 times your pi, let's say 22/7 times r squared, which is 35 squared, which is times 35 as well. So by 7 1 by 7 5. This cancels. Divide by 3 gives you 8. Divide by 3 gives you 12. Then we have anything. I think that's enough. But you can use a calculator instead of all of this thing. 240 over 360 times 22 over 7 times 35 times 35, which will give you 2566.67. Again, I don't know why I like those two numbers, 6 and 7. 2566.67, or naandika shillings. Okay, it's supposed to be meters square. Okay, ni rahisi, but let me confirm because I'm always a human being. Naweza kukosea pia. So over 360 times, let me use pi times that's pi r squared, 35 squared. It's going to give you the same thing, which is just the same. That's question 27 for you. Now let's go to question 28. Now close a rectangular container of height 40 centimeter is a quarter full of water as shown below. Okay, which is that one is a rectangular container, so most probably is a cuboid. So this is 20, this is 8 centimeter, and again height is 40 centimeter, but they're telling you is a quarter full. Okay, so it's a quarter full of water as shown below. What's the volume of water in the container? Remember, you've been told to find the volume of water, not the container itself. So again, volume is given by length times width times height. Your length being for now is 20 times width, 8 times height, 20 times 8 times 40, which is 6,400. But remember, it's a quarter full, so it's going to be a quarter of it. So divided by 4 gives you 1,600 cubic centimeter. So that's the volume of water, not the container. For question B, we have, what do you have? The entire container was painted. What's the total area that was painted? What's the total area that was painted? So the entire area was painted. So they painted all of this thing, which is 20, 8, and 40. So if they painted all of them, so let's draw those rectangles that we have. We have two rectangles that look like this, which is down there. So the 20 by 8. So the area for this is 20 times 8 times 2, which will give you 160 times 2, 320, which is this and this. Let me just shed it. Is this and the top one. And the other one is the side ones. And the side ones, which are this, the height 40, and then we have here 8, but they're 2 times. So which is 8 times 40 times 2. This 320 times 2 gives you 640 centimeter square. This is square, not cube, so not supposed to be cube. So we've done with that as well. So we've done using another one. We're done with the side ones here and here. So we're just remaining with this ones here and here. So yeah. So the other ones, 20 by 40. So 20 by 40 or 40 by 20, whichever. But the two more, So 40 times 20 times 2, which will give you 800 times 2, 1600 centimeters square. So this, and this. So let's add them up all. So 320. So the total area is going to be 320 plus 640 plus 1600. Which is 2560 centimeters square. Okay, gives us 2560 centimeters square. That is your answer. Okay, we're done with question 28. I don't know how many questions are this. Most probably is 40 questions. Okay, question 29. Calculate the size of angle marked X and Y. Marked X and Y. Itabidi sasa tuifanye hapo tu. Again, I'm forgetting to write the answers for these questions. For this one, we say it is 2566.67 for meter square. For this one, we said how much? 1600. For the other one, it's 2560 centimeters square. And let's go to question 9, in which we just do it here. Calculate the size of angle marked X and Y. Now, there's something called corresponding angles. So this angle is corresponding to this. So basically, this is also 140 degrees. Now, this angle, if you look at it carefully, they should be alternating angles. But all in all, this one is supposed to be 140 degrees as well. Now, for this one, this is 70. This is 140. Basically, this is going to be 180 because angles in a straight line add up to 180. So this is going to be 40 as well, which is correct. So if this is 70 and this looks like a triangle, 70 plus 40, 110. 180 minus 110 is going to give you 70. So this is 70 degrees as well. Is it? Yeah, it is. So that's one down. If this is 70, will this be 70? I'm not sure. This is 110. Well, I know for sure this is going to be 110. This is 40. 70 plus 40, 110. 180 minus 170. So this is, basically if this is 70, this is also 70. And this is 110 degrees. So the value for Y is 110. And the value for X is 140. But was there? Yeah, this is an alternating angle. So that is your answer. That's question 29. Let's go to question 30. Now for question 30, also I'll draw the pie chart here. I don't have a compass or something of any sort, so you just show it by yourself if you have the chance using your protractor. So, but you need to find out the angles. That's the important key aspect. Now, if you look at this, find the total of all of this: 6 plus 11 plus 4 plus 10 plus 5. And the total of all of those will give you 6 plus 11 plus 4 plus 10 plus 5. The total is 36. So the total is 36. So this is 360 degrees. So whichever thing, so for you to get 360 from 36, what do? You multiply by 10. So it means that each number here, just multiply by 10. Which is, this one will give you 5 times 10, 50, 10 times 10, 100. This is 40, this is 110, and this is 60. Or in other ways, you can do also this. Maybe kama unataka kutafuta creativity, you do 6 over 36 times 360. So ukiona tu kila number huwa multiply na 10. Yeah, and something like that. And others pia research journey utaifanya hivyo hivyo. but the simplest way hapo nimefanya is just to multiply by 10 each number, because the total, which is 36, or if you want to get 360 degrees from 36, what do? Times 10. So obviously each number hapo you just multiply by 10. So kila angle tushapata. So you need to draw just something like this, and your protractor, the 0 degrees should start from here, and then utaanza na creativity. So most probably uta measure mpaka upate around 60 degrees here. So this is creativity, which is 60 degrees, and then we have 110 degrees, which might be somewhere here. I'm not sure, but let's assume it's somewhere here. 60, 180 minus 60, 130. So just assume this somewhere here. So I'm happy. So this is research, and then we have Johnny, which is 40 degrees, and assume it to be something here. So this is Johnny. And then we have materials, which is 100 degrees. So make it somewhere here. So this is materials, and the rest any safety. So again, you can opt to draw the angles if you want to, but it's not a must. As long as we shall measure, obviously you know the angle itself. Question 31. Hapa nitaitumia hapa. For these questions, I'll use this one. Question 31. Evaluate the following. Question A, question B, tayari. Alafu tena tutatumia BODMAS aspect hapa. Question A, 61 minus 21 divided by 3 minus 7 times 3. So again, BODMAS, hakuna brackets, hakuna off, tutaanza na division. So which is this one. So 61 minus 21 divided by 3 is minus 7 times 3. Then multiplication. So 61 minus 7 times 3 is minus 21. So 61 minus 7 minus 21, which gives you 33. So direct answer. So hii ni 33. Question B, minus 3 times minus 4 divided by 2 minus negative 10 divided by 5. Tuanza na what do you call it, division. So which is also, so minus 4 divided by 2 ni minus 2, and minus 10 divided by 5 is supposed to give you minus 2. Then kwa vile kuna two negatives will give you what do you call it, positive. And then this aspect times, so minus 3 times minus 2 minus times minus gives you positive 6 plus 2 is going to give you 8 at the final, on a final day. So that is question B, done and dusted, which is 8. Now question 32. Question 32, solve the following simultaneous equation by elimination, which is 2x plus 2y equal to 10. And then we have 3x minus y equal to 3. This is our couple. Again, we make one to be the same. Maybe let's take x for now. So what you do, kwa vile hapa ni 2, hapa ni 3, hiyo 2 ilete chini na hiyo 3 peleka juu. So 2 nimeleta hapa, 3 nimeleta hapa. So multiply. So 3 times 2x, 6x. 3 times 2y, 6y. 3 times 10 ni 30. 2 times 3x, 6x. Ushaifanya the same. 2 times negative y, negative 2y. And 2 times 3 is 6. Now you subtract. The reason why I'm subtracting, because same signs. Hii ni positive, hii is positive, so you subtract. Same sign subtracts. S cubed. So 6x minus 6x ni 0. 6y minus negative 2y. Kumbuka ni 6y minus alafu kuna negative 2y, which is minus na minus itakuwa ni addition. So you're just adding 6y to 2y. So 6y plus 2y will give you 8y. 30 minus 6 will give you 24. Divide by 8. Divide by 8. Y is therefore 3. Now take any of the equation, previous equation. Labda nichukue 3x minus y equal to 3. So 3x minus y equal to 3 because we just found out for the value of y, bado x. So 3x minus y ni minus 3 equal to 3. So negative 3 peleka the other side. Therefore, itakuwa addition. So it's going to give you 3x equal to 3 plus 6, which is 6. And if you divide by 3, x is going to be 2. So x is 2 and y is 3. Tamam. Question 33. Simplify the following algebraic expression, which is 5k squared minus 20k over k minus 4. So if you factorize this one, common factor hapa ni 5k. And then 5k squared divided by 5k is just k. And minus 20k divided by 5k is 4. Then you have k minus 4. So hii na hii yakanselika, and your final answer is going to be 5k. Tamam. Umeona, simple as that. Let's continue with question 34. Hopefully we finish this thing. Question 34. Let me use another pen. Convert the following decimal into a fraction. So basically, it's very simple. This is a recurring decimal, which is 0.27, which is recurring. So 27, any 27 are there, recurring numbers, 2727. So let's assume this one. Let's assume this one to be R, any letter. So 2727 recurring. So Keka 10R is going to be 2.72727. 100R itakuwa 27.2727. Sawa. Angalia hapa na angalia hapa. So your most priority should focus on the numbers that come after the decimal. If they're equal to each other, then you take those ones in which R and 100R those equal similar. So 100R equal to 27.2727. Ukiangalia baada decimal points ni 2727, na ukiangalia R pia yaanza na 0.2727. So lazima uhakikishe kuwa the numbers after the decimal points are equal, so that when you subtract them, the decimal gets eliminated. So 100R minus R is going to be 99R. So this is 99R. So 27.2727 minus 0.2727 is going to be 27. Divide by 99. Divide by 99. So your R is going to be 27 divided by 99. So it's going to give you 3 over 11. If you simplify it, that gives you 3 over 11. So that's the answer to this. Okay. This one was 5k. Now let's go to B. For B, basically, it's 2.15. Again, the only recurring number is just 5. So let's R again be 2.1555 recurring. And if it is 10R, then it's going to be 21.555 recurring. If it is 100R, going to be 215.55. So the numbers, the number that you'll be taking is 100 and R and 10R. The reason behind it, after the decimal point, zote is equal to 555. The same thing with this one. So you just ignore R and take just 100R and 10R. So 100R is equal to 215.555, and R is equal to 10R is equal to 21.555. So let's subtract. 100R minus 10R is going to be 90R, which is equal to 215 minus 21, which gives you 194. Divide by 90, and therefore R is equal to 194 divided by 90 is going to give you 297 over 45. That is, if you simplify and divide by 2, it gives you 97 over 45, in which, in form of mixed fraction, it's going to give you, if I'm not correct, 2 7 over 45. Okay, 2 7 over 45. So that is your answer. But if you want, you can confirm. You can confirm using your calculator. So confirming, okay, which is correct. Question 35. Write the following in standard form. That is question 35. Write the following in standard form. That is for A is 0.01369. So standard forms are usually written from 1.00 to 9.999. So itaanza na kuandika 1.369 times. Remember, the decimal is at 1 point. So for you to get the original number, you need to go 2 times behind. So it's going to be times 10 raised to the power of -2. That's the answer for the first one. The second one is 1.34000. Again, also quite easy. It's going to be just 1.34. Since it's 4 significant figure most of the time, I better write it like this: times 10 to the power of 0. 1.340 times 10 to the power of 0. Or you can opt to write everything if you want to, but I better prefer this answer. Okay, tamam. Okay, question 36. Very simple question as well. Question 36. Express the following as a single fraction, which is y minus 1 over 2 plus x plus 2 over 3, the same way we did. So we're going to multiply here by 3, multiply by 3, and here we're going to multiply by 2, multiply by 2. Just look at this and this. So it's going to be 3 times y minus 1 plus 2 times x plus 2 over 3 times 2 or 2 times 3, which is 6. So 3 times y and 3 times -1. So we're going to give you 3y and -3 plus 2 times x, 2x plus 4 all over 6. Going to be 3y minus 3 plus 4, which is 1. So 3y plus 2x plus 1 over 6. Can you simplify further? No. So that is your final answer: 3y plus 2x plus 1 all over 6. If you wanted, you can start with the x1 like this way. That's your final answer. That's for question A. So most probably, I think this question B. Don't know. No, this is another paper. Yeah. For question B, we have 2 over P plus 3 over Q. So again, the LCM to this and this, you can do the same thing. you just multiply by q, multiply by q, multiply by p here, multiply by p. So 2 times p gives you 2p plus, 2 times q gives you 2q plus 3p over pq. That is your answer. That is question 36 done. Question 37. Find the circumference of the following circles, which is also easy. And you have a circle here, which is this way and this way, 21 centimeter. Circumference is given by pi d. So taking pi to be 22/7 times your diameter, which is 21. So by 7.1 by 7.3, 22 times 3 is 66 centimeter. The questions are very easy. For this one, so obviously this is 66 centimeter. For the other one, pi d as well. So which looks like this. This is the radius. So your radius is 14. Therefore, your diameter is going to be 2r, which is 2 times your radius of 14 plus 14, which gives you 28 centimeter. So pi d, 22/7 times your diameter, 28 by 7.1 by 7.4. 22 times 4 gives you 88 centimeter. We're remaining with few questions. Question 38. Very easy. Question 38. Express 43. I don't know, is a decimal. 43.34769 to 4 significant figure. This is 1 significance, 2 significant, 3 significant, 4 significant. Alafu tuangalia namba ambayo iko hapa. Is it greater than 5? Yes. If it's greater than 5, so basically what you do, you round the 4 up. Uta add moja kwa hiyo 4, and therefore instead of writing 43.34, you write it as 43.35, and the other numbers you just truncate them or just remove them. So your answer is going to be 43.35. Question 39. Evaluate the following using factor method. So, which is been told the cube root of 125 over 343. Now, you need to draw the factor tree. So let's draw the 125. So 125, and then we do the 343. 125 divided by 5, which gives you 25. Then divide by 5, which gives you 5 and 5. 343 divided by 3, which gives you, can you divide by 3 really? 343 divided by 3 gives you a decimal. 343 divided by 9 also will give you a decimal. Divided by 6 as well. 343 divided by 11 maybe. Let's say 7. 343 divided by 7 gives you 49. Okay. And then divide by 7 again. So right here we have 5 cubed. And right here we have 7 cubed. So we are searching for the cube root of the 5 cubed and the 7 cubed. Okay. So the cube root of 5 cubed is just 5. Okay. Remember, the cube root of 5 cubed, that is 5 times 5 times 5 over 7 times 7 times 7. The cube root will be just 5 here, and the cube root of 7 cubed is going to be just 7. And therefore, that is your answer, 5 over 7. So don't use the shortcut, because we're going to look at the workings, how you did it. Now we're finally reached the last question of the day, and solve that is indices, which I very much like it. Very simple topic. 3 power 2y. In case you didn't watch it, make sure you watch it at the playlist. 3 power 2y divided by 3 power y. So equal to 81. In terms of indices, we said if you have same bases and it involves division, you subtract the powers. Okay. But also before that, make sure you have base 3, because all of them start with base 3. So 81 If you try to see it's 3 to the power of how much to give you 81. 81 divided by 3, 27. Divided by 3 is 9. Divided by 3 is 3. Then divided by 3 is 1. So 3 to the power of 4, which gives you 81. Yeah, so 81 can be written as 3 to the power of 4. And remember, we say this is a division, then we subtract the powers. So 3 to the power of 2y minus y to give you 3 to the power of 4. So y minus y is just 3 to the power of y to give you 3 to the power of 4. And since the base is the same, you just equate the powers. And as a result, your y is just 4. So I think that is done and dusted. So again, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Comment if you have any questions. Okay, and Eid Mubarak. In case you watch this late, I'm still giving you Eid Mubarak. I think for kids, Eid is like for 7 days. So we are Makadara. If you don't know where Makadara is, ask Mombasa people then. Okay, wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.